Have you ever been brutally rejected by a woman?
No, because there's no such thing as brutal rejection. Lots of women like me, lots of women don't. I've never been brutally rejected because I've never tried that hard. You know, when I first started getting famous, back when I still had Instagram, and I was platformed, Instagram DMs would get leaked. And as I said, they've been through my hard drives. I've never said anything stupid. You know, I said to girls, hey, where you from? You know, you want to go out sometime? No, never in a million years. And I literally just say, okay, no problem, smiley face. And then 2 years later, when I was getting famous, they'd post it. Ha ha ha, Tristan tried to sleep with me. I'm like, yeah, but I also sent that message to 500 other girls and 400 did sleep with me. So like, I don't really care. Yeah. So there was no such thing as a brutal rejection because I was never brutally trying. I was never trying to force someone to like me who didn't. So
I guess when you're younger, maybe.
No, still, as a man, you always have to know when to take no for an answer, you know? Message her twice, maybe 3 times. If there's no reply, just give up, bro. Like, and it doesn't matter. Like, I've been rejected loads of times. I've tried to speak with lots of different women, certainly in person. If I see a pretty girl and I walk up to her, she's like, no, I'm not interested. So, okay, well, have a wonderful evening. Goodbye. Like, yeah. What could possibly be brutal about it unless I was standing there insisting again and again, oh, well, you know, maybe you're just stuck up like some idiots do. You see them on the internet and they look like fools. And then she'll say, well, you know what? You're a fucking idiot who's balding and you got a crooked nose. Like they've never had to be rude to me because I know when to take the hint and to just leave. So no, there's been no brutal rejections ever.
On heartbreak, what does heartbreak teach you?
Heartbreak teaches you the power of understanding that in life, things will always get better if you try to make them better. You know, I'm not going to say her name, but there were girls who I dated when you were still a baby. So let's say I was 20 years old and she was 19 years old. I was 20 years old and we broke up for whatever reasons. This particular girl got some job where she had to move to London and I was upset about it. And now she's some 35-year-old middle-aged woman with, you know, 2 unspectacular kids and a husband who's divorced her. And I'm just like, if the heartbreak had never happened, well, I'd be that guy. I'd be with her now. I wouldn't have done all the great things that I've done. Heartbreak sucks, and you do have to deal with it. And again, know when to walk away without begging or humiliating yourself, especially in this day and age of DMs and messages being recorded and stuff. And each heartbreak, like with every bad event that happens in life, sets an important marker that you eventually look back on a longer timeline and you see the growth and the self-improvement and maybe the hypothetical scenarios that would have happened had you stayed with that person or had you not been betrayed by that person. And yeah, it serves as very important markers on a timeline, but it's only once you progress a couple years past that timeline that you could see the knowledge in it, unless you do it the wrong way and let it spiral you into down the toilet of self-destruction. In which case, then you're like, oh, well, that's when my life went completely wrong. So no, that's when you chose to give up. They're 2 very different things. Heartbreak's fantastic. I wish my heart could still be broken. That would be nice.
What made you realize a girl wasn't the one for you?
I realize now they all weren't the one, but the problem is I had to be older and smarter to get it. Yeah. You know, when you're 19, 20, 21, you get your first pretty girlfriend. Oh, no, she's definitely the one. She's probably not. You know, she might be, by all means, but as you grow and evolve as a person, whether it be female company or male friends, as you grow and evolve as a person, you can look at what you knew about those people now and you just think, well, that was a lucky escape, no matter how much you idolize her at the time. I may well, when I'm 45, look at women I know today and be like, how come I didn't see that this wasn't right for me? Because at 45, I'm going to be smarter than I am today, albeit probably less hair, but I'll be smarter than I am today, and I'll see it then. Nothing ever happened to me in life, besides like normal girls you're hooking up with, you realize I don't need to be around this type of person. The obvious shit. If a girl takes drugs, massive red flag for me, I immediately cut people like that off. But really, it takes, if you're emotionally invested in somebody, you probably, with your current mind and your current judgment, you're only 23, think that you are correct to be emotionally involved with this person. But a 35-year-old version of you would see all her flaws. So I think it comes later. But then there's obviously massive red flags that you just cut people off for. But I never get that serious with people who have those red flags. I'm never with someone 2 years and I'm like, oh, she takes cocaine all the time. Like I either knew at the beginning and stopped talking to her, or You don't stay with someone that long before you notice glaringly obvious red flags.
What does a man learn about life from women, and what does he need to learn himself?
Well, men live for women. This is the point. Men live for women in every single way. If women didn't exist on this planet, everything about my life would be different. I'd have fast cars because I like driving them. But a lot of the things that men do, a lot of the things we say, the way you dress, lots of it is about trying to attract women, trying to impress women, and trying to have women hold you in a high regard. Because if women in general hold you in a high regard, then you as a high value man have your pick of the best women on the planet. And there isn't a single red-blooded male out there in the world who doesn't like the idea of lots of different women being attracted to him. Even if he's got his wife and he's in love and it's the first girl he's ever been with and he's, I don't know, a Mormon or a Muslim or a Christian who's super involved. If you were to ask him, would you like to be unattractive to women or attractive to women just in general? He'd say attractive. Because it raises the impression people have of his wife, for example. So there's not a single man in the world who doesn't live for women in one way or another. So they are almost every lesson you learn about life and almost everything you've done wrong can somehow be reflected back into the mirror of what do women think of this and what do women see in me because of this. So almost every lesson